Still struggling managing free time. First off, I have very few free time, but when it comes, it's always a struggle. To summarize, when I wake up, I used to want to do multiple things, including exercising, studying, watching movies, playing video games. By the end of the day, now none of those things are done, and I just spent the whole day on Reddit. Now I lost that energy too, and I prefer being busy in the hospital. That way, I at least have an excuse for procrastinated work and study that I have to do. On my day off, I just wake up with a hole inside of me, sit on my phone the whole day and sleep. It's more suffering than a busy day inpatient. Just for background, I live completely alone and I am very socially isolated. I honestly really empathize with how this person is feeling, and I feel like I honestly feel the same way in many regards as well. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people felt like this. These type of posts on the residency subreddit are extremely common, and a lot of people are always talking about, hey, I feel like after starting medicine, I've lost my soul. I've lost all my passions that I used to have. It feels like it's like taken something from me to do medicine. I think this part where he's just talking about being on the phone the whole day and spending so much time on Reddit is just so relatable because, in the past, I feel like when we had free time, we would actually make use of it to do nice recreational activities and things that actually, were meaningful activities for us. But nowadays with our phones, it's just so easy. The activation energy is just so low to just start doom scrolling. After working in the hospital for a long time, you're tired. You don't want to do something that does require a little bit more energy, like, getting up, getting outside to do some sports or going to the gym, for example, or even playing video games. Video games is a very classic pastime for a lot of people, but I feel like a lot of people have even fallen off of that because it's just so much easier to just go home, open up your phone and just start browsing. So this is honestly an epidemic, and it's removing some of that quality free time that we'd have actually doing things to relax. I also totally agree with this, sometimes preferring being busy in the hospital, because when you're in the hospital, you at least feel like, okay, I'm doing something productive. Like, I'm not just wasting my time on the internet or on Reddit the whole time. So let's see what people said in response to this guy. So Happy Taco says, schedule things on your days off, a workout class, dinner plans, etc. And try to give yourself some grace during this chaotic time in life. And I feel like I'm coming around to this realization as well. And I feel like I should incorporate this into my life as well. Like sometimes even recreational activity, we should probably be more purposeful about scheduling it. Like saying, okay, from 10 until 12 on this day, I'm going to play video games with my friends. In the past, that wasn't necessarily a thing, but now that we all have such busy schedules and, that whole problem with just it being so much easier to just go home and start scrolling on your phone, even scheduling recreational things that should be enjoyable and things that you want to do regardless, it may be good to purposely block that time in your schedule. Like, 9 to 10, I'm going to read a book, or 10 to 12, I'm going to play video games. Serac14 says, work out as soon as you get home. Don't sit down, head straight to the gym, or you'll lose motivation. This is another piece of advice that I think I need to do, because I have just completely, ever since my son was born, I pretty much have not really been exercising as much as I wanted to. I actually have been getting back into DDR recently. I did mention that. But I have a gym in my house, and I just have not been really using it. And I can totally see why a lot of people are morning workout people, because you just get it out of the way early in the day rather than waiting to the end of work and seeing if you still have motivation or not. But I think having that habit of just doing it straight away after you come home, that would make it a lot more feasible to, keep up with that habit. So that's definitely another big one that I need to work on myself as well. Yes, my biggest mistake is always sitting down in front of my computer and then the day is gone. Yatsubato says this is a sign of depression or burnout. When I'm burnt out, I notice that I spend way more time doom scrolling than actually enjoying things that I want to enjoy. Try something new. Schedule meetups or events during your free time to break the monotony. Hey, so I think this is a common problem in general, so please don't feel alone. One thing that helps me is making a list of what I want to do the next day and kind of planning the day out in my mind. It seems counterintuitive because you want to relax on your day off, but if I didn't do this, I would just end up watching Netflix all day and would feel awful. Usually my day off list was something like run, groceries, car insurance, schedule dentist appointment, clean kitchen and bathroom, study pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. Yeah, this person, there is something very counterintuitive about It's your day off. You want to relax. Why am I regimenting a schedule for myself here? Especially the study pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors at the very end. I really like how he threw that one in there. One of the problems I have is sometimes I write down a bunch of stuff that I want to do, and I don't actually get around to doing it because basically the list is overwhelming, and you just, at some point, you open up YouTube or you open up Netflix or Reddit or whatever, and then all of a sudden your day is gone because you got kind of overwhelmed with that list. Anyways, the rest of this post looks like it's talking about how it's just so much better to like get out and do something rather than vegging out on Netflix. And so I totally agree with that. You just feel so much more like you accomplished something. For my afternoons, I also made it a goal to check out my city more, kind of like a staycation. I pretended I was visiting from out of town and checked out a park or a museum or whatever. Even though I was alone, it made me feel engaged with life. So some weeks I had tourist afternoons, some weeks I would just study or do research, and some weeks, like I said, I would veg out on Netflix. Regardless, as long as I got through my list in the morning, I felt so much better, even if I Netflix noon to 10 p.m. He also talked about buying an alarm clock instead of having his phone in his room, because if he had his phone in his room, he would scroll all night. My bedside alarm clock is one of those sunrise ones. I actually have one of these. I have the Hatch Restore, and I was using it a year and a half ago, and then after we moved, I just stopped using it. So I probably should try to get back into using this alarm clock. I go to bed on time because I leave my phone outside my bedroom, and then I wake up peacefully to a gradually lightening room. That plus getting regular exercise really changed my life. I think most of us residents meet the diagnostic criteria for depression, and this is what I found was the only thing that pulled me out of it. And then I felt like I was doing so well that I didn't need the structure of the to-do list, exercise, and the no phone rule anymore. And surprise, I plunged right back into the darkness and was miserable. When I figured I had better try this again, I was able to climb back out of the darkness. I really like the tips that were in this thread, and it kind of motivates me a little bit more to get back on that game of, maintaining a good sleep habit, exercising more, and trying to schedule relaxation and recreation in my life as well, instead of just letting it passively happen and then, ending up just scrolling on the internet all day. I'm curious to hear if you guys have had a similar experience, and if there's been any strategies that you found that has helped you, avoid having this feeling. And let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.